is currently 7:35. It's 7:37. How are you? It's been a minute. Got my heater on in the back, so I'm not sure if you'll hear it. It's a bit cold here last night. It was actually a little bit cold here last night. We had some rain. I had to have my buckets out overnight. I had a very interesting dream. I wanted to come and share it with everybody. To start with, the dream looked like it started in a bird's eye view. It started with 3 dots, and then the 3 dots went down to 3 dots, which were double the size of that one. And then 3 dots went from here to the middle to the first line, and they were somehow equal. So one central line has 3 of the biggest set of dots, and the first and the last line equal the second line. Which, thinking about it here and now, it seems like what you build on a day-to-day, what you build on a moment-to-moment, those are the things that really gain strength and outward manifestation. Whether you're manifesting things from the past or into the future, it still equals the present moment. And so choosing to consider, think, hold, dwell, resonate, choosing to anything gives you the ability to stay and remain present here and now. But choosing something that exists in the past or in the future forces you to put energy towards the external, making your structure less stable. What am I talking about here? How does a tree grow? It puts roots down into the ground and it reaches towards heaven, right? That's sort of the gist, right? Trees reach down deep, looking for water, looking for stability, looking for structure, and then hello, how's it going? Trees will root down nice and deep, and then they can reach up nice and tall and reach up to the sky. Oh, okay, so it is the year of the horse. So happy Lunisolar New Year. Happy Chinese New Year for those that celebrate. And the pace changes. So I've got my horsey calendar up. It's February 18 today. It was the 17th yesterday. And I've been doing a lot of homework mentally about transits. So I was trying to understand, what's the deal with this snake and horse? What is the deal with this snake and horse? And what is the deal with transits? Because transits is something that happens in astrology, and we can sort of recognize different degrees and minutes, and different degrees have different meanings as well. So if you're looking at your astro chart, if you're looking at anything like that, you can use the first number that's up to 30, 0 to 30. That number will give you an indication of how far into the transit you are, and then the minutes will give you something else. I haven't gotten up to that part yet, but yeah. Essentially, the further you try to push, to go back to my meditation point, the further you try to push yourself into the past or the future by trying to build something in those places, manifest something with that energy, you essentially open up a time distortion for yourself, for your experience. Desire is something that's interesting for me, coming from the past that I come from, polytheist now, but I began life as a Christian, as a Catholic, completed most of my Catholic rites. I got up to confirmation. My second last would have been marriage, and then my last would have been the death rite. So overall, there's a bunch of different cultural experiences that we can have in this lifetime. There's a bunch of different dreams that we can have, and so long as we're not pulling towards the past and trying to make the past relevant to today, as long as we're drawing from the past and trying to make today, the present, better than it was yesterday. I mean, what am I talking about here? As a byproduct of civilization, there has been many indigenous people who have lost their homes, lost their families, lost their culture, because civilization was something that came across the world. Yay! We dropped from 15 people watching to 3. I love it. Civilization crossed the world, and so it promised this great big cultural shift. It promised this great big, I don't know, it offered so much. It offered the Industrial Revolution after a while, after the ships were no longer viable for carrying large amounts of metal. It had to change, so things had to change, and so we learned, we grow our technology, we developed our here and now so that we could experience a different future. Having known where we came from in the past, we can actually traject our future a lot easier. We can move with grace, we can move with elegance, we can consider things that other people might not consider, especially if we're no longer in survival mode. If you have the ability or you have the choice to step out of survival mode, congratulations. It definitely is a choice. There's no reason that you have to ever step out of survival mode. As a matter of fact, there are plenty of people who make quite a big amount of celebrity status, attention to me status by talking about their problems. You can literally trauma bond with anybody that you want. Just start talking about your traumas and then start talking about how much you need from there. It's toxic. You can go through YouTube, you can go through freaking Reddit, you can go through anywhere that there is a social media hub. Look, if you're wanting a huge following, tell people that you're sad about something. Tell people that you're sad about having lost a parent. Do you know how relatable that is? But do you know how toxic that is? You're going to recruit a following of people who probably have the same set of experiences that you've been talking about from your page. Like, and this is what I mean, in the here and now, you can build a straight line in the here and now that is stronger than the ability of a branch or the ability of a root. All of the roots together keep that tree structured, upright, standing, and then gives the ability for branches to branch out. But if you know anything about eucalypts down here actually give their limbs away to the universe when they have too much water, when they have too much, when they don't have anything that they can draw from in the surrounding environment, they drop a limb. They're willing to surrender a part of themselves so that the whole can continue to grow, elevate, be a part of the environment, hold together the soil, hold together the species environment as well. This is what a biome is. This is what, and I'm zooming out too much. I want to keep it in to just here and now, you and me. All right. Woo. What is it that you want? I think it's peace. I think it's observation without judgment, and I think it's love. Love has the highest potential, but even love is a construct. The only expression of love I can see out in nature, out on this planet, is the love that a mother has for the child. But even that can disappear, and even that with different species can be irrelevant. Say, for example, the quokka. The quokka is a species of animals that will literally survive itself by having children and throwing the children to any predation and allowing themselves to escape. Rottnest Island, WA. There is a plethora of options. There is a multitude of paths to follow in this lifetime to the next lifetime. And so whatever is inside of your heart is important for you to accomplish. It's important for you to achieve. Because there may never be another person on the planet with your exact set of experiences, your exact set of desires, your exact set of dreams. You went through, even if you've got brothers and sisters, you went through such a unique experience to get to the point where you are at today, where I'm talking to you today. You got to such an interesting place that you now have something to offer that potentially nobody else on the world has thought about. But now I do digress, and I do say that technology typically around the world in history occurs at the same time, all over the world, right? And the interesting thing about this is, if people don't honor themselves, if people don't trust themselves, if people don't follow their desires, for example, let's break down Adam and Eve. What if Adam never ate the apple? What if God never said, don't eat that? What if God never created the thing that he didn't want to eat? So, what I'm saying here is, don't create limitations that you hide behind. You are an impossible, infinite, time unlocked being that has the ability to think. This thinking is wild. This thinking is what gets Apex to their location at the top of their pyramid. This thinking is what allows species to connect with each other on more than just a solo survival level and thrive together. Competition is not really necessary, and we can put a lot of language into a lot of different things to try and understand the simple thing of life. We, all of us, all of the species that are trapped on this planet, we, all of us, are in need of one another to survive this planet, right? We don't know how to get off this planet and go and colonize anything else. Venus is a few million years out of looking like Earth did, but that's the consequence of being that close to the sun. What if Venus was to become our second sun? What would happen to Earth? We would need to move. And a lot sooner than we're planning for, because at the moment we're still playing sports with one another and televising it for the world to see. We're still dancing for one another and cheering things on for the world to see. We are still doing gymnastics and Olympics, and we are creating roads and hospitals and buildings close to cities. Why? Maybe this is just an Australia problem, but why are we localizing things? Don't we know enough about sickness since the last pandemic that hit the world, and even the Black Plague seems to be coming to my head? Don't we know enough about that being close proximity to each other is not a good thing? Don't we know enough about close proximity animals ending up with diseases and sicknesses and illnesses? Don't we know enough about close proximity to know that it's not ideal? How is there supposed to be any kind of genetic what am I talking about here? Where are we going, Spirit? This is huge. Genetic material breaks down when it's constantly fed with the same looped genetics. So the more and more that you have less... Oh, what am I talking about? I can't even see the word. I'm seeing two chairs of the same, like I'm seeing somebody stack the same chair on top of itself. So say you've got plastic chairs and you put one chair, and then you put another chair on top, and then you put another chair on top. Eventually that bottom chair is going to be holding the weight of every single chair that you've got. So this is how genetics looks in my head right now, because I can't explain it with the simple word that's in my head, but I'll explain it using what I'm seeing. So genetics is two of those chair strands tied up and woven together, right? So eventually, if you have that, and it's constantly the same bloodline, it begins to be frail, it begins to drop, it begins to have weaknesses. Genetic complexity. Genetic complexity comes from having multiple different input sources. And this experience on the globe, on this planet, has been well, I think we have science. I'm pretty sure we have science. And I'm pretty sure they've said that we've gotten to the point that we're at through evolution. Either that or some god deposited us on this planet and we existed here. So maybe we're the tardigrades. I don't know. Where is this going? These are just the things I think about while I'm sleeping. These are just the things that I dream about while I'm dreaming. I will be back later today. I think I'm due for another 7-day forecast to tell the time and whatnot. But yeah, been going for 15 minutes, 45. 2 people are here, 2 people have liked. Thank you. That was it. Did I say anything worth chatting back to? Hello, Colossus. Colossus. Outcome X. How's it going? How are you doing, everybody? We just doubled the people in the room. How's it going? What are you doing? Happy Year of the Horse. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you got to experience the snake in a gentle way. I hope that nobody ripped the skin off of your body quicker than you were ready. I hope that you were able to let go, release. I hope that you were able to find the right nutrients, find the right feed for your future. Look, this Year of the Horse, all that I'm going to say is, while we're transiting into the Year of the Horse, give yourself a bit of a break. Like, grab onto all of that shedded skin, transmute all of that into a beautiful set of brass stirrups? No, stirrups are the feet thing. Don't know what it's called. Create yourself some brass reins. If anything, if you can create your shedded skin into gold, create yourself some golden reins. G'day, Bodhi Styles. How's it going? How are you? And don't forget that while you're riding the horse, yes, you may eventually learn how to ride the horse without a saddle, without the stirrups, without the reins, without the blinders. But to learn to use a horse masterfully, you've got to come alongside it and you've got to learn how it does life. You've got to learn how it wants to be groomed, fed, touched, ridden. And so by you spending time at this early stage of the transit and moving away from the snake, it gives you the opportunity to essentially suss out what you're wanting to do with your life from now. Suss out what exactly did I receive in this last year, and what exactly did I surrender in order to receive, and now what is it that I need to let go of to ride the horse unencumbered? What is it that I need to place in the here and now and allow it to become a part of the past so that I can run forward into the future unencumbered? How you doing? Like, I don't know. I would like to encourage as many people as possible, if you've got a car and you've got the ability to purchase a cheap tent, go out into the wilderness and find yourself somewhere peaceful. Set up a tent for a night and just do me a favor and record the sounds of the nighttime. Capture a long capture of the stars. These are things that I'm going to be doing. I'm only giving you bits and pieces of advice that I would be taking myself. Try and get out and camp. Try and get out and find a stone that talks to you. If anything, go out and find a white stone and a black stone. So that then forever at least you'll know that as an external question to be answered, you'll always know with the black stone, it's a no, or with the white stone, it's a yes. That's it. There's potential and there's nothing. That's it. That's all that life is. And I saw this meme the other day with the yin and yang symbol, that those 2 dots are actually just the same quantum field, the same toric field. So the light, the darkness, inside of the darkness, the light, is just, if you spin it around, it's literally like doing that and connecting the field, turning it into a tube, putting it through your head, through your pineal gland. Your third eye is a receiver, and then this goes behind you. You leave behind you what no longer serves you. And I don't know if you've ever seen a movie of somebody trying to ride a horse with their cat, their dog, their bird, their fish, their jewelry, their food, their bed. Like, in the old times, really, fires were huge, and so you really had everything that was important to you on your person. You allowed yourself the opportunity to grow, develop, see, do the things that bring you joy. You allowed yourself to get to the here and now. Not everybody does that. Not everybody wants to elevate. Not everybody wants to move forward. Some people actually enjoy being stuck in their struggles. Some people actually enjoy living inside of a time that no longer exists. So let them be. Let them be. Let them enjoy themselves in the world of their own creation. It's not your responsibility. It's not my responsibility to make sure that anybody is looked after. Your responsibility on this planet is to look after yourself. Pretend Adam and Eve were given a different directive. Have dominion over yourself. Okay? Because if not, you're going to externalize your reality. You're going to externalize your processing, and you're going to allow other people, if they clue in, to manipulate you in the way that you want to be manipulated. And ultimately, if you're choosing it, fine. If you are choosing it, fine. That's a bit stocky for me, Stockholmy for me, but I'm not gonna judge. I don't care. It's your life. I don't lose anything by me showing up in my authenticity, in my truth, in how I am, in what I do. Nobody can stop me. Like, hi, hello, stop me. Try and get me off of YouTube right now, and I'll try and think of a way to stay on live. Like, troll me, go for it. This is what I'm getting at. I'm getting to the point where I found peace, okay? I found peace, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Why the fuck do I want peace? I have been a catalyst inside of my own life the whole time. Why do I want peace? I love adventure. I love excitement. I love potential. You don't get potential in a library unless you're doing an assignment, but the only potential is to complete the assignment. Inside of a library, when you were a child and you didn't have assignments, you had a room full of dreams. You had a room full of individual rooms that were wrapped up in these beautiful covers, and they had these tiny descriptions of what world you could slip into, what world you could dream into. And then assignments came, and the library was no longer a place of joy and happiness and excitement. It was a place of study. It was a place of quiet. It was a place of peace. So I needed to find peace. I needed to find peace within myself. I spent a little bit over a year really trying to process the terminology of grief, the Five of Cups. So that's actually, the Five of Cups is Chiron in Pluto. No, Pluto in Chiron. So pain and healing with Chiron there, and Pluto transformation and regeneration. The Five of Cups is an option. It's always an option, and that card is really perfect to describe what I'm talking about here. You literally see the person standing in the middle of Five Cups, looking one way and having something else behind them. That card has been the card, like, that card, as well as the Moon, I'd say, and maybe the Hanged Man. Those three cards have been the cards that I've been trying to integrate, process, and learn. Like I said to you before, the only rite that I was missing within the Catholic experience was marriage. Now, I did that outside of the Catholic Church, so it didn't really fall in, but I've completed that too. Now, I don't know about you, but I've watched a bunch of TV shows, I've watched a bunch of movies, I've watched a bunch of people have marriage after marriage after marriage, but it was important for me, and it didn't need to be important for anybody else. It was important for me. And I think this is all only coming up because, literally, I would have hit my 4-year anniversary on the 22nd of this month. 5 days. 5 days, 5 cups. So maybe for the next 5 days, these meditations will be about me putting down these cups. To everybody that's a part of my past, I want to say that I'm sorry for anything that I did to hurt you, to scare you, to survive you. I don't want to excuse, I don't want to justify, I don't want to explain. In this lifetime, as Christopher, I haven't done any of this before. I've never been 35 before. I'd never been 34. I'd never been 33. So I'm trying my best in the here and now. And so for anybody that's in my past that I've ever hurt, ever scared, ever confused, ever processed through, survived through, I want to say thank you for being who you needed to be so that I could become who I am today. And I want to say to everybody in my future who still has the potential to choose pain, violence, fear, division, I want to say good morning to you. I won't say grand rising. I won't say g'day. I won't say hello. I will say to you good morning. Because I'm walking into the future as a catalyst, as an activated catalyst, knowing that from here on out, any energy that comes towards me will be taken, used, and monetized, used for my advantage. I'm no longer going to participate in or contain a negative cognitive schema. So if I see anybody on YouTube who I've followed even for the whole time, whether it be the last 2 years that I've been here on YouTube or the last 12 years that I've been a participant of YouTube plus some, if you say anything on your readings or if you do anything inside of your spirituality that causes any kind of division, any kind of fear, any kind of confusion, any kind of doubt, I will call you out. I will get in your comments. I will call you out. I will say why I'm leaving. I will let you know why I'm putting you in the mirror dimension, and I will let you know why you are going to be useful, like everything that dies and goes into the soil, for the future. Because the skeleton needs to die from the old frame for the new frame to be erected. You can't build on an old foundation that has no sturdiness. And all of these people who speak into the collective field, who do their best to either process through their situations, their circumstances, or do their best to garner more attention for themselves. You may not see where I call you out because I won't be doing it in a court of earth. I'm not doing it in a Terran field. I'm going to be doing it with God, with the Creator. Because she's bored, and I've been hanging out with her for a minute, and we're good. We're going party. Chinchilla? Zinnia Chinchilla -YN1ZR. She did the crying face, she did the waving face, and then she did a whole bunch of character letters. Let's just let you see that, because I'm going to let weirdos be weirdos. I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. Ooh, not what you think. And if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare to anyone who might care. And it feels like yesterday was a year ago, but I don't want to let anybody know, 'cause everybody wants something from me now, and I don't want to let them down. Ooh, 30 minutes. I got everything I wanted. Ooh. I have absolutely nothing to do today. I'm going to try and apply for some more jobs because I need money. I think I have about $200 to last me 10 days because I decided to do something fun for Valentine's Day and yeah, forgot that I'm not working and yeah, I spent my money. But I had a lot of fun. Fucking hell, did I have a lot of fun? Bro. That day is so capitalistic, it's not even funny. It's not even a joke. Like, how many affiliate links can you post on that day? Alright. So I'm not monetized, and I want to be. So if you're somebody who's on YouTube who literally is monetized and does light work, actual light work, not like fear work, because I don't believe in fear work. Like, I can do it. I can prove a point. I can go and make a trauma bonded tarot reading, and I'll hit my 1K. Gross. Maybe I'll just start a second YouTube channel to do it. Because it's so gross. The way that those readings go, it's gross. It's like, it's literally, you know that song, I got a feeling somebody's watching me. Oh, baby, is it just a dream? Oh, oh, I got a feeling somebody's watching me. Who? All right, let's break it down into the many ways that I can. Are we in a simulation? Maybe. Okay, so who's watching you? You're in a simulation. You're the only one that's creating your whole field. 2, toric fields. You think, therefore you are. You think, therefore you are. You think, therefore you are. You think, therefore there is outside of you, right? So then there's still only you. And then what else is there? What is the stupid common denominator of today? I'm alive, so I must be important. Meh. Food is alive too before it becomes ingested. Like, relax. This planet just needs food. We're feeding it. So, negative cognitive schema. I actually believed once upon a time that because I smoke cannabis so much, because I smoke a gram a day, that's what my prescriptions allowed me to smoke. And I was once upon a time on 2 scripts. So I had a gram of day flower and a gram of night flower, which is ridiculous to me. Like, anyway, and I almost bought 120 gummies, which are 10 grams, 10 milligrams, which are allegedly strong, and it was going to cost me like $173. But to take half of it at night so that I can sleep well, because I was letting them know, no, I'm struggling to sleep. Like, even though we put up the fence, even though, like, I still have a leaking roof, I still have to put up tubs, I still have to watch how I get up and move around. Like, caravans are fun when you've got money to upgrade and all of the things, but when you don't have money and you've been sitting in it for a year already and, like, scratching your head on how to fix this so that it's more comfortable and whatever, like, where am I going with any of this? Nobody's watching you. Nobody cares. Nobody's sending you evil eye. Nobody is sending you dark curses, dark hexes. They're in a simulation. They're inside of their own body. They're inside of their own heart, their own mind. And what a putrid place it is to be casting hexes, casting curses, casting hatred. You don't have to worry about those people. Those low vibrations take care of themselves. They've been trapped here since the beginning, people. They can't leave. They're stuck. So they try and get you to think about, oh, someone's bitching about me, someone's moaning about me, someone's talking about me. It's not real. Those people need attention. That's called paranoia. And you don't want to sit around paranoid people, because you yourself will become paranoid. Your whole life, your whole day, your whole moment in the here and now is about set and setting. Pretend that you are a psychedelic dose about to take yourself. You don't just want to be doing it around anybody. Right? You're not going to take it on an airplane. What if you want to go for a walk? You're not going to take it on a train. What if you need to go to use the toilet? You're going to take it on a bus. What if you want to go for a dance? I don't know. Like, this experience is so limited to just your life. If you have something inside of your body that wants to be expressed, please, for the love of you, express it. Nobody can take away your dreams. Nobody can take away your passion. Nobody can take away your desires. Nobody can take anything away from you that is yours. So if you love playing games, go play games. If you love digging holes, go dig holes. If you love making jewelry out of river stones, go make jewelry out of river stones. Carve in the location where you got it on the back and then carve something beautiful on the front. There you go. Give yourself an hourly rate. How long did it take you to create that? Go sell that rock at a market. This world is not real. Anything that is inside of you to do is possible. You wouldn't be confabulating? No. Considering? No. You wouldn't have this schematic for your life. The way that you choose to do your life is completely up to you. Nobody sees the way that you choose your way through anything. You go on your own direction. You go in your own path. And the less you're apologetic about it, the more the world is going to just feel the same way. And now, I don't know if I'm talking from my North Node. I've got a North Node in Aquarius, but I can't keep waiting for people to get the whole picture and move forward. Like, I don't care if these people have millions of subscribers on their YouTube. I don't care if I never have that. I'm only trying to reach out to the people. Like, there's been 2 people here. Now, I don't know if you've stayed the whole time or if there've been 2 different people. You 2 people are the kind of people that I'm talking to. I don't give a shit about the hundreds that can choose to walk through at any moment. I don't give a shit about anybody that stays with me for 5 minutes at the beginning of something and then disappears until the end, until they can get something else that they want out of me. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in people who are authentically trying to elevate themselves. I'd be interested in having a conversation with somebody on here that can actually give me a reading back. Like, I know that Brooklyn comes in from time to time, but yeah. Sanguita Popat Lal 4382. How are you? How do I say that properly? Sangita Popatal Popatlal. That's a very musical name. Thank you for coming in here and saying hi. Where am I going with this? So, for example, my parents are Chilean. I had inside of my head, this is so random. Anyway, I had inside of my head that forever I would be a Chilean too. So in my head, because of what I got to see, because of my aunties and uncles, gosh. I perceive Chileans to be slutty, all about themselves, very like Leo, like unascended Leo energy, like all about themselves, like check what I'm doing, like chihuahuas. I always had the story in my head that the women only married for interest and the men only married for beauty, and the misogyny was the vibe, and blah 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 blah. Culture. And I'm pretty sure that Chile, like all of South America, only got so weird because the rest of the world stopped looking at Germany for 5 minutes, and then where were they not looking? South America. So where did everyone go? South America. Why wouldn't they? America's right there and they make good business. Build a wall. Bullshit. They were building a fucking storefront. They were going to build you a pharmacy at the frickin'... Do you really think that a businessman was going to block good business? Come on. America's all about control. And if you look at history, when was the last time America wasn't at war? They've always said the war machine is profitable, but hello. Has anybody actually stopped to look at who's profiting from all of it? Tangents. A lot of energy coming through. I thought this would happen on this kind of thing. Yes, it means music. How did you guess? I don't know. It's just very melodic. Señorita Sanguita. That's awesome. Señorita, I feel for you, feel for you. You do the things that you don't have to. He doesn't love you, I can tell by his tone. He don't love you, baby, but you can feel this real love. Baby, you just take your mind. Oh. Oh my gosh, I wish what happened to Atlantis happened somewhere else. Bring back Atlantis. I said what I said. I don't know. I don't know. Sangeeta, you got me excited. You remind me of Justin Timberlake. When I look into your eyes, I just love you, baby. I see something that money can't buy. And I know if you give it a chance, I'll work harder for you, girl, harder than I'll ever have to. Oh, señorita. All right. I'm gonna jet. Here. Everybody have some grounding. This is the Easy Ivy Light Apothecary deck. These cards have activations within them. They've been sewn by the artist, so all that you need to do is visualize the card and it will give you an activation. Root Chakra! So we're grounding, are we? What are we grounding today? What would you like me to say? Thank you, Spirit. Alright. Soul Whispers. Listen to your guiding soul to activate more messages. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. Dum 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 da 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 da. Oh, I forgot. I'm not allowed to shake and rattle too much in here. And then the last card for today is Connect with Kin. Deepen support networks with friends and family. Okay. So we got Earth and we got Aether and we got a chakra alignment today. I'm just going to pull a card for Soul Whispers with the tarot because I do tarot astrology and oracles here. I'm also a Reiki worker. I can do chakra alignments for you, but yeah, any of those services, just contact me on my email. It's on my about. It's not on the video description. I try to leave those generic for the most part until I'm ready to edit them. And then yeah, ooh, Two of Wands in the reverse. Choice has been made. The path is set. Very good. Choice has been made. The path is set. Surrender your anxiety to the past. Allow yourself to move away from the past if you need to. Bring balance and temperance to your experience. Because ultimately, if you don't put the Nine of Swords in the past, then you're going to meet the Ten of Swords in the future. So by choosing to allow the Nine of Swords to fall in the past, instantly you pick up the 10th sword and you walk forward. You begin your new journey. And this is all pretty much in according to your own direction, your own willpower, your own insights. So yeah. Temperance card and the Chariot. Cancer and Sagittarius energy there. But yeah. 2, 9, 19, 21, 29. 29 breaks down to an 11. 11 breaks down to a 2. 2 is the card that came out first. So 2 of Wands might be the message for you in the upright. it's your choice. This life, this experience, nobody can really tell you what to do, how to do. Nobody really knows exactly where you've been and how you went through that experience. You are somebody who can choose to let go of the emotions and just follow the passions of reality in the here and now. I do believe that we've got Neptune and Saturn in Aries still at 0%, so enjoy that transit energy. I haven't looked at the astrology today, but I can come back before lunchtime and do a proper reading. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was literally just the morning meditation thing that I want to be doing. And yeah, do you think I'd look good in makeup? Do you think I'd look good in drag? I've been thinking about going on RuPaul's Drag Race. I've been thinking about trying on some makeup because I have been watching television my whole life and I recognize that they are all fluffed. They're all beat up. And I've never done shit like that. I haven't even done the sparkle thing with the freaking this. I haven't even made myself look pretty with this. Good night to you. Sangita Bopal. Lizzie Liz. Why do I like that? Lizzie Liz. Why do I like that? Lizzie Liz 6971. Let's see. I can't. I hate this. The phone without the laptop causes a whole bunch of different issues that I didn't even think about before. So I can't even go check your channel, Lizzie Liz. But anyway, nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Thanks everyone for joining in. To the 4 of you who are here, do you want me to pull a card for you really quickly before I disappear? Otherwise, I'll catch you again today at some point. Extra message that could have come through. Set intention as prayer. Go back to the 22 card spread. Check out the weekly readings. This card here came out and I did set the I did set the intention that we would be protected for that reading's duration. We also got the toroidal tree, which I did speak about this. Explore pathways of light, branches to roots, ideas made manifest. So there in that picture there's that toroidic field that I was talking about, and it's interesting that there's also the three. I said there was 3 dots, there was 3 dots, and there was 3 dots, except it looked like 3 dots this way, 3 dots this way, and then 3 dots upway. Anyway. The tree is getting its roots. Oh my god. I have goosebumps everywhere. And then we have recognize triggers. Loosen the grip through awareness. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I don't want to be your god. I don't want to be your director. I don't want to be your narrator. I'm looking for a manager, somebody who can help me keep on track and keep kicking goals and help me keep winning this YouTube game until I'm just as successful as the rest of us, right? Which has already happened in the here and now. You just have to release your past identity and start running with horses. Get wild, girlfriends. Get wild, boyfriends. Have fun. Like, stop limiting the experience and just be. Alright, bye. Have a good one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Subscribe and enjoy a bit of me so that I can enjoy a bit of you, so that we can have some regular banter, and I will catch you all on the next one. Fingers crossed. Love you lots. Peace, love, and light to the whole world, to the whole universe. From this moment, here and now on, no one's going to get in our way. We are jumping on that horse and we are leaving things behind in the dust. Enjoy it. I'm going to go hire a Mustang for a day, I think, because I want to ride in something sexy and fierce and fast. And even though we've got speed limits here, so I can't really drive that fast, I still want to drive a fast car. But yeah, anyway, maybe I'll do that in Cairns. Bye! Bye!